As we come to the final presentation of this year's Congress, let's welcome Derrick Tanous, a PhD researcher in sports science at the University of Innsbruck, Austria. His work focuses on combining diet and physical activity to promote healthier behavior across all ages. To close our session, he will share a talk on the extraordinary potential of plant-dominant diets as medicine. Mr. Tanous, welcome. The audience is all yours.
Thank you. I come in peace, and much love to all of you. So, I'm from Maine, USA, and I'm here to talk to you about the extraordinary potential of plant-dominant diets as medicine. This is the fundamental basis for the HEAL approach as proposed by Professor Wirnitzer. HEAL is an acronym standing for Healthy Eating and Active Living. I should be clear that I am not a medical doctor, and my background is in exercise science, with a specific focus on dietology and nutrition. These are the current projects that I'm involved in. From Science to School is where my PhD project is based. So this is looking at different diet types, omnivorous, vegetarian, vegan, in school pupils in Austria, and looking at the health relation with different health variables like physical activity and exercise. The follow-up study is from Science to High School and University in college and university students. I'm also a research associate as part of the Good Health Retrospective Study. So this is looking at the micronutrient status of the Austrian population. And last but not least, the NERMI study. This is Europe's largest study on recreational runners, so half-marathon, ultra-marathon distances, and comparing performance based on diet type. So here we have the outline of my talk, starting with health first, and then we'll have a slide on disease reversal through diet. We're going to talk about nutrient focus, and then have some discussion and conclusion at the end. Okay, so in the Czech Republic, in Austria, and the USA, these are the top 10 leading causes of death in 2021. This is from the World Health Organization. Now, the #1 cause of death in these countries is heart disease. So these are the typical heart attacks that are killing the most people in the world. Now, I'd like to also mention that 2 more diseases on these lists have the same underlying mechanism, so cardiovascular diseases. Number 2 on this list, as we all know, COVID-19, very serious condition. However, having first another underlying condition, so having another one of these 9 diseases, and then getting COVID-19. So this increased the risk of hospitalization by 500%, and the risk of dying by over 1,000%. So while COVID may have pulled the trigger, these other underlying conditions have given people the loaded guns. So also important to mention is that COVID is the only communicable disease on this list, and the other 9 diseases are non-communicable, meaning that they're from our lifestyle. So these are mostly preventable and have even been shown to be reversible as well, which we're going to talk about very shortly. Now, more than 1 in 5 deaths in the world each year are simply due to the way people are eating. So we're getting too much sodium and salt, too little fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So the question is, what kind of Tarian are you? And we can see on this list many different types of diets. This is not all the different types, but just to give you an overview. Below this red line, we have different omnivorous types of diets. This is what the most people in the world eat, and the lower down on this list we go, the more animal product heavy these diets are. Above the red line, we have vegetarian diets, which are progressively more plant-based. And at the very top, we have a very special type of vegetarian diet, which includes no animal products whatsoever and is 100% plant-based. So next, we have disease reversal through diet. So So this is a list of the most serious diseases which can be reversed only via healthy dietary change. And here we can see the types of diets that can reverse these diseases in general. These are the healthiest diets known to science. These are not just any diets. So this is only with carefully planned, oftentimes rigorous dietary intervention that we can achieve disease reversal with these diets. Now, for vegetarian and omnivorous diets, only 10 to 15% of calories could potentially come from animal products and still achieve disease reversal with these diets. So for the average person, that's 200 to 300 calories per day from animal products. So on the vegetarian diet, that's 1 small glass of low-fat skim milk and 2 eggs. That would be the total animal products on this diet and still be able to achieve disease reversal. Now, for the omnivorous diet, you wouldn't even be able to eat milk and eggs. If you're eating omnivorous, then you can have a piece of boneless, skinless chicken breast, and that would be the totality of animal product calories on this diet. So what else are people eating? If we're only getting 200 to 300 calories from animal products, the rest come from the same foods the vegans are eating. It's the plants. Now, the only diet that is capable of stopping and preventing and reversing the lifestyle diseases is the vegan diet. Now, maybe you noticed on the previous list that cancer was not there. In the US, 1 in 3 women will develop cancer in her lifetime. 1 in 2 men will develop cancer in their lifetime. And what we've seen from studies on the vegan diet, people that are following this diet their whole lifespan, only 1 to 3% of these populations develop cancer. Now, there's many different options on the whole food vegan diet. So if you don't like one thing, maybe you like something else. You can cook these foods. In the US, pizza is a beloved food, and you don't have to give that up on this diet because you can use cheeses made from nuts like cashews. Oatmeal with fruit is a great way to start the day, also with soy milk providing plenty of calcium. So there may be another way to achieve heart disease reversal if we go one step beyond diet. And we also include multi-components in the intervention. And this is possible with the vegetarian diet, but not with the omnivorous diet. But in this case, so we also need a very carefully, rigorously planned dietary intervention, but only 10% of the calories could come from vegetarian animal products. So that includes low-fat skim milk and only the egg white, so not eating the yolk of the egg, the yellow part. And in this case, the patient also has to go through intensive lifestyle changes. So long-duration aerobic exercise, daily stress management practices, meditation, focused breathing, group counseling, and smoking cessation is necessary for all of these diets. Or, instead of doing all that, we can go back to the vegan plate, the fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, and simply skip the milk and eggs for breakfast and just have oatmeal with soy milk. Then we can skip all this other intensive lifestyle change and still achieve what we wanted to do, which was reverse the leading killer of the world. Next, we have the nutrient focus. Low fat is a critical component of highly effective diets. And this may be due to the calorie ratio of fat as compared to other macronutrients. So fat has more than 2 times the amount of calories per gram. It's also a very sticky, corrosive substance. So fat and oil, this is a component of the Mediterranean diet, as we know, and just 2 spoons of oil per day is already too much for the heart. So we wouldn't be able to achieve heart disease reversal with this nutrient because it is simply too calorie dense and also very sticky. So this is something you would not want to pour down your drain, and also something the heart doesn't want and the cardiovascular system. Now, this may also be the problem with including flesh and other meat foods. It's because as soon as we start taking one bite of these foods, we're already getting too much fat because the predominant calories in these foods are from fat. So what about all of the other nutrients, the micronutrients? So that comes from eating a wide variety of whole plant foods. Not eating from just one of these categories, not just fruits, but eating fruits, vegetables, all the different types, flowers, stems and leaves, roots, legumes, mushrooms, nuts, and whole grains. Now, it is critically important that all of us start eating more legumes. So more beans, more lentils, more peas. And now, this can be achieved 3 times a day, every single day, and provides the essential amino acids that may be missing by eating just whole grains, for example. Next, we have the discussion and conclusion. So health is a very complicated subject. It's made up of many different interwoven factors. Now, we can basically group all these factors into 5 major areas. And when we do that, we see that personal behavior actually has the biggest impact on our health, whereas the healthcare system is only responsible for preventing about 10% of all deaths. So we can see we are predominantly in control of our own health. And the World Health Organization has provided us with the 4 leading areas of our health behavior that are essential for preventing these diseases. Number 1 is obviously not smoking cigarettes, but alcohol consumption is also not good for our health, and at best, none at all. Now, we have 2 other very important areas: diet, of course, and physical activity. Now, this is the fundamental dual approach to health, and this is where we need to go for the children. By bridging these 2 components of health together and linking them in early childhood and adolescence, this carries with us throughout the rest of life. So, for example, results we had from the From Science to School study showed that the vegans were the least likely to be drinking alcohol. However, there was no difference based on diet type and smoking prevalence. But the most active pupils were the least likely to be smokers. So if you put these 2 together, we get exponential health potential. So in conclusion, there is no disease that can only be properly treated with a vegetarian or omnivorous diet that is reversible through diet. So all treatable diet-related diseases can be achieved through the vegan diet. Heart disease cannot be reversed with a healthy omnivorous diet, such as the Mediterranean diet. Only vegetarian and vegan diets can do this, but not equally. So on the vegetarian diet, heart disease reversal also requires intensive lifestyle modification, but not for vegan. And disease reversal requires at least 85 to 90% calories from a wide variety of whole plant foods. It's the plants bringing in the good health, not the animals. Last but not least, low fat is an essential component of these diets as well. So at best, around 10% calories from fat, 10% from protein, which is about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. And 80% carbohydrate. Those are complex carbohydrates that are needed to achieve disease reversal. So once again, healthy eating and active living, the fundamental dual approach to health. Hopefully you got to see Professor Wirnitzer's talk on the Prevention First mandate, as well as the results from the consensus papers. And here are a few of our other papers which we published. This one here was a systematic review and meta-analysis, which was published this year. And this is the consensus paper, which was recently published, accepted for publication, but will be out shortly. Please keep your eyes peeled for this. And the little sister paper is coming out as well very soon, so keep your eyes open for this publication too. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tanous, for closing our program with such great insights.